Good morning, everyone. Put some respect on my name. Sorry. Morning, Mr. Ed, Mr. John. Mr.'s comment made me think of Birdman going nuts at Hot 97, or wherever it was, talking about put some respect on his name. Hey, fool. What's up, fool? So yeah, today is Wednesday. Today is Hump Day. Today is Knife Day. Every day is Knife Day. Morning, Mr. TC. No, Ed, he didn't skip a piston. I understood completely. Good morning, Mr. Keep It Scale, stupid. How are you gentlemen doing this morning? Hope you're doing well. So, last night, I carried this in my front pocket, which is my TS100. So, Mr. Andrew commented that I had a bunch of holes in my pocket last night. And I guess I did, because this knife has a bunch of holes in it. So I don't normally like this kind of knife, but this is an exception to the rule. Because it's a Tucson, it's an old Tucson, it's an M390 Tucson, it's a hard to find Tucson, and it's a Tucson that still sells for $200. It's pretty wild. I've got it dialed in to where it's about perfect. It does not. I need to figure out if I can flip this over to the other side. I don't imagine I can because of because it's got the cutout over here and it doesn't have one over there. Yes, man with hole in pocket feel cocky all day. And man who stand on toilet high on pot. If you should say both of those things. But yeah, I had that in my front pocket last night. And in my back pocket, I had my neutralizer. I needed to add a little bit more detent back from where I messed around with it yesterday. And I've got it about perfect for how I like it too. So love this knife. Funny fact, in fact, I need to test this, but which one of these two knives do you think weighs less? The one on the right or the one on the left? And why would you think the way you think? Out of just most people would probably think this one was lighter, right? Because it's got holes milled in it. But the fact that it has holes milled in it. Oh, something else I wanted y'all to notice. This one has a chamfer along this edge, whereas this one doesn't. So in reality, they should feel differently in hand, but does this chamfer release some weight? So I didn't even notice that yesterday, that it does have this little chamfered edge, or angled edge, whatever you want to call it. So yes, you just take the lock bar insert out, or you don't take the lock bar out because you can't take the lock bar out, but yeah, you just take it apart and bend it a little bit that way to add some pressure. They both had way too strong of detent when I got them, and I ended up messing around with this one yesterday and removed a little bit too much, so now I've got it back to where it's perfect. But TC was very astute with his observation. So with this one being solid, they were able to mill out pockets on the inside of this one. And since this one has the holes in it, the pockets weren't able to be as big to be milled out if they did mill out any pockets at all, which I imagine they did, but they didn't have as much space. So let's see what the difference in weight is. They're supposed to weigh 110 and 117 grams. So let's see how accurate Mr. Jaffoul makes his posts. So his said 110.7 or something. Mine say right at 111. And this one should weigh around 117. 117 on the dot. So, the one with the holes in it weighs 6 ounces less. I mean, 6 grams less. 6 ounces less. So yeah, that's cool. Just a little fun fact. Things aren't always as they seem. And I don't know if we can see down in there, but it looks like there's not any kind of weight reduction milling except on, can't tell. Yeah, I don't think that one has any. And this one definitely has some. You can see the line right there where they milled out some pockets. Not sure about this side. All right. So yesterday I got 3 knives in the mailbox. They were a bundle deal. I got 3 more green thorns. One of which I already had. And kind of 2 of which I already had. But I will explain that. So let me figure out which one is which. All right, so the one I already had is this one. And it is the Swish or Slice, whatever, Rat. I already had one of these, but it came with the bundle deal. So I got another one and then I just instantly sold it. So it's already been sold and it will get shipped out this morning. I posted it on the Discord first for you guys, but nobody responded, so then I sold it on Reddit real quick. This one has just perfect drop shut action. like guillotine. Perfect. So that one, first one I got, and I already had one of those, but it allowed me to get these other two cheaper. So that was my plan. This one I have not had. This one I do have one of. That's backwards. This one I have one of, but I don't. But this is a green thorn version. So it is. He calls it his Mouse 3, but it is in theory a copy of the Techno 2, but it is unbranded, so it is not a counterfeit. It is a clone, and it has a better clip than the original. So I've already got this knife from OK Knives. It's an actual counterfeit, and this one is just a homage or a clone, because it has no branding and it has a better clip. So I wanted to compare it to the one I've got real quick. See if I can find that without taking too much time. Concept, Benchmade. Where's Spyderco? That's not Spyderco. That's not Spyderco. That's not Spyderco. What is this? This might be Spyderco. Is this Spyderco? No. This is not Spyderco either. Where is the Spyderco? Aha, here it is. Alright, so the one I had, maybe they're different. I thought they were the same. Oh yeah, they are the same, pretty much. A little bit of, no wonder he called it the Mouse 3, because the scales are shaped a little different. Not quite as many harsh lines. They're a little more narrow. The blade is a little narrower. The hole is smaller. Overall dimensions on it are pretty much the same as far as length and blade size. The blade grind is better. The hole looks way more appropriate for the size. The pivot is way better. The lock bar has been shaped a little differently to look nicer than just squared off like here. He used different screw locations and basically just improved the knife. He took out the lanyard hole, so it does not have a lanyard hole. So Ed wouldn't like that. Does not have a reversible clip location, but the clip is way better. It's positioned better. It's made better. The action on it is way better, I believe. Yeah, action is better. You can get in behind the hole. Since it's bigger, you can reverse flick this one, but you can't get in here to this hole because of the height of the back scales. I don't know if you can see that, but the scales, I think it's mainly because the blade sits up higher and the hole sits up higher. Yeah, I know that, Ed. Yeah, you told me you can always put one on the clip, but they're better through a hole, aren't they? So I kind of wish this one still had that hole, but I like the spacing of the spacers better. This one has green spacers for some reason and is a lot thicker of a knife overall. But yeah, so now I can sell this one because I always liked the Techno 2 as a 5th pocket knife. So now I can sell this one and keep the green thorn. And then last but not least, as far as green thorns go, I got one that is a Sinkovich design that was made by the Shirogorov brothers. It's a SBW Shirogorov Brothers Workshop clone. And it is called the Vegas Track 5, I believe. Not Track, the Vegas Cards 5. So it is a Shirogorov copy of the Cards 5. And it says that down in the clip area, in the lock bar relief, says that Cards V. But it is an older, hard to find version, and it has the best action out of all of them. I don't know, man. It's just something about Green Thorn that he just really gets his action dialed in. But the one thing about this knife that I noticed that I didn't like entirely is right here. It's got a pretty when the detent ball hits the blade, it's got a pretty good noise it makes. And it takes quite a bit. It would have a little bit of the double clutch, but it takes quite a bit of pressure to get it to go over that detent ball. So this would be a perfect candidate to put a ramp on. So I thought we might attempt to put a blade ramp on this one, or a detent ball ramp, to improve the action even better on this knife. Because once you do get it past that, it just closes perfectly. But yeah, good size knife, perfect 4-finger knife for me. Yep, time to whip out the Dremel and add a detent ramp. So I thought that would be a good lesson we can go over. This guy said I was mad too because the guy did not send me the pivot tool. And that kind of upset me because most of all Green Thorns, yep, Cannabis Vegas Cards 5. Most all of them come with the tool for the pivot, but this is one of the models where they sold the tool separately back when it was sold, and it cost almost half of what the knife cost. So it did not come with one, evidently. But I found out something cool. It's only got one body screw, as you can see, and it is a T10 screw. It's a T10, and that T10 fits perfectly in the middle of this. So you don't really need a pivot tool. So yeah, let's get in here and put a blade ramp on it. How about that? Now, I've never done a blade ramp, so we're going to be learning together. I don't have no idea which tool to use. We're going to go through a few and see which works the best. I'm going to show y'all different tools and ones that I think I have no idea. Some of these Dremel tools are made for different materials, and I have no clue if they will affect hardened metal. So we're going to have to test a few different tools, and hopefully we get it right eventually. While I'm doing this, I would love for y'all to give me something to look at that y'all have found or want to look at. Well, they're both electric. Battery is electric also, but I'm guessing you meant corded or battery powered. And corded almost 100% of the time, because the battery power ones just don't have the oomph. So, as you can see, this one, the clip is attached on the inside by that same T10. It does have a locating pin for the back spacer, and this back spacer is G10, I guess. And it does have the big, good double row bearings that makes his knives very, very smooth. And if you're not going to use skiffs, these are the best ones to use, in my opinion. All his knives feel great, and it's partly due to those bearings. But yeah, he uses these double row, and like I said, I believe these are the best ones besides skiffs. And they're oversized. No, but Mr. Ed does. Mr. John. Morning, Mr. Pete. Morning, Mr. Ron Crow. So, yeah, Ed, I've got that little round file. I'm not worried about making mistakes, but I might start with the Dremel and finish with the file. I don't know. We're just going to check it out and see what we got here. I do know what I want to attempt to use to see if it works and if I can make it work. But as far as tools go and the Dremel goes, I've got a 4000, and I've got all these little bits here that came with it, but I don't see the one I want to use, so I'm going to have to open up another kit. Let me go find my other kits here. They're laying around here somewhere. I've got 2 or 3 Dremel kits. Where's the other one? Let's see. And I do have a cordless one. And I've also got this kit of stuff in case we need to really get the kit out. I've got the 276 piece. But I think what I need is in this one. Hopefully. I'm not seeing it, but hold on. Dang it, where are you? Yeah, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. I've got parts in all kinds of Dremel bags here. Let me see. Here's a one that's going out, Chicago Electric Dremel. Terrible Dremel. Oh wait, I've got another nice one that I bought not long ago that has the... Yeah, Ed has a Summit. I think when we looked at his knives, it was his largest knife, possibly. All right, I've got to find one last Dremel package somewhere over here. Here it is. So I bought another nice one not long ago before I bought this Dremel, but they all have issues when you run them constantly. But this one came with the handheld extension thing and everything, and it is a Win Tools, W-E-N, and hopefully it has the one I'm looking for. Man, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for in here either, so it's missing. Dang it, that sucks too. Because I was wanting to use that. Is it over here on my side table maybe? I don't see it over here either. Well, that really sucks. We've got another cutoff wheel over here and another polishing wheel, but I don't have the one I'm looking for. Oh well, we'll have to make the one I'm looking for, I guess. Hopefully my kit has, let's see. I don't think I've got the little base for what I'm looking for. Not in there. Not in there. So will these affect hardened metal? I've got a question. Will the pink ones, which surface will lose? Will the pink lose, or will the metal lose? I've not used these pink ones, but will these affect hardened metal? Does anyone know? Or are these just for polishing? What are these for? Somebody tell me. What are the pink ones for? Let's all learn together here. I don't think the pink ones will win against metal, because it looks like I've got one here that didn't win against metal. I think I might have tried that before, and it does not look like this one. So I don't think the pink ones are for hardened metal. I think I answered my own question. Yeah, I thought they were for polishing. Thank you, Ed. All right. So, what I'm looking for, what I wanted to try first, I'll just go ahead and say this because I know y'all are probably wondering what I'm looking for. What I want to attempt to try first is the sanding drums that are super small, because I think that their diameter. What about these colored ones? Will any of these win? Aha, there's the little piece I need right there. So that's what I want to use. That's what I want to try first. And that will go with these little things. Hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing one that's in between. I should be able to tighten this up and it hold this, though. That should be perfect. Yeah, that's the right one. So that's what I want to try first. So that's what we're going to try first. But I also have this right here that might work perfect too. I've got one of these that might work. Oh, the green ones have green polishing compound preloaded. Thank you, TC. I knew y'all would know. And see, these have the diamond, like that one might work perfect. And that one might work perfect. These rusty orange ones will do it. All right. Well, I want to see if I can get started with, I'll go to that secondly, Ed, if what I try doesn't work. So I want to try just the sanding drums because I'm used to working with them and see how they do. Let me see if this will tighten up on here. I don't think it's going to. I've got one of these already made somewhere and I don't think this is the right one. Dang it, I knew that was going to be the case. Alright, might have to just try that orange one. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Oh well, I know I've got one already laying around somewhere. Just can't find it. Because I've got one of the little discs right over here beside me. But this one, aha, there we go. It could be those little pads that were, I think this one might tighten up on here. Nope. Dang it. I don't have those little things small enough. And I know my good Dremel didn't come with one. I've got one of these somewhere that's the right size and I just don't know where it's at. Oh well. Y'all give me some knives to look at. What's coming out this week? Yep, I just don't have the right piece. And I can't believe that because I've got so many parts and pieces to Dremels. Like, why in the world? Yeah, I did, TC. It's screwed down all the way. It needs to be, this one's made for smaller discs. Yeah, I screwed it down to bulge it out. Yeah, I know how they work. It's evidently made for small. I've got another one in between these. This kit came with the right size, but I've got it somewhere else. Because these, see, I've got lots of these. Little small drums, but it won't tighten up on that rubber thing. Either the rubber thing is, yeah, it won't swell up enough to hold it. It bottoms out. That's as tight as it'll go, and it still spins. So something's up with that. Put that back for now. I've got one somewhere. It's already got one loaded on it that works perfect for these little small sanding drums. I think we're going to go with what Ed suggested, though. Let me put these back in here. They go in the middle of some of the big ones. Well, I guess I'll leave that one out. I cannot believe I don't know where that tool is. Alright. So it wasn't in that pack. It's not in there, I don't think. Let me make sure, though. I'd hate to overlook it. See, there's another big one. And there's another little drum, and another cutoff wheel, and another cutoff wheel. But I don't see the part I need. What are y'all talking about? Instagram? Oh, I lost stream. I'm losing internet. What the heck? What is going on with my internet? Are y'all lagging? Are we lagging? It looks like we're lagging. Man, that pisses me off that out of all this stuff I've got put up, I do not have that piece I need. Oh well. Yeah, what's up with the connection? Or did we lose connection? Looks like it might be coming back now. I bet it's loose in one of my boxes here. I'm gonna try. Give me a 5x5 if we're not lagging. Let me know what's going on with the stream. And I don't know where. Last thing I see is one wrap of packing tape, but I don't know if y'all are hearing me or seeing me or none of the above. Well, I just looked through everything and I don't see it, so. Oh, you're talking about the little man? Yeah, that might work. But I'm going to try what Ed said. I've got my little file up here. I've got my little round file that we could try to get us started. All right. To start it with my round file, and then we will move over to that burnt orange drum. This thing, possibly the rock. All right. So the way to do a detent wrap, I'm guessing, is you need to follow that line, and exactly where that line crosses the blade right there is where you need to try to put your ramp. So that is where I'm going to attempt to put my ramp, is even with that line at the end of the blade there. And I'm going to try to keep the angle that I think it's going to be heading at when, and this is going to be harder than I thought without a clamp or anything. This kind of sucks. I need to use my new triangle file. I think I will try my new triangle file to get my line started. This hardened material is not going to be fun to work with. That didn't sound good. Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like not having my Dremel. I was going to try the triangle file to get it started, but we might abort mission until I can get a better setup. I can't get it in my clamp and get it like I like it here. Yeah, that hardened steel does not like this file. I really want to wait till I find my Dremel bit, because I feel pretty confident I could get it started good. If I had a better jeweler's file that was bigger than... And it's not touching this metal at all. This file sucks. I might try this diamond one. I haven't returned it yet. Let me see if it'll make a mark. Well, well, well. I can't tell if it's actually taking away metal or just eating away at the file. I think it's probably just eating away at the file. Let's see if we can tell. Well, I totally missed my mark, but it might have been actually making a mark. Huh. We'll try one last time. Because if I can get a little track started, I might can use one of these round bits. Yeah, these files are losing. I think it's just knocking off all the stuff on the file. It's just knocking off all the diamonds on this hardened blade. Yeah, I need to wait till I've got what I feel more comfortable with, because these are not going to do it. And this little cheap file I've got sucks. But you can see it started making a little bit of a line. But that is I mean, you can't even feel that. Like, I can't even feel that. It basically just scuffed up I could probably lick it off, honestly. Yeah, I need something better than what I've got. I apologize. I hope y'all didn't get your hopes up. But like I said, I've never done it, so I was going to try. And if I would have had that little drum, I know I could have done it, because I've done tons of like grinding comfortably with that little drum. And I could get it. I know I could hold it right there on that line with the little drum. But I don't have that piece, so it is what it is. I have seemed to have misplaced that little drum, and then I don't want to do the electrical. I don't feel like doing the electrical tape part right now, so we're gonna go look at knives instead. All right. Knife, stop pin, blade, bearing, scales, pivot, T10, whoops, come on, act right. Let me get this knife put back together, and then we will go look at some stuff. All right, you little punk. Start acting right. There we go. Just not the right bit. What's going on here? There we go. Something happened there. I don't think I had that right. What is going on with the blade? Something is not sitting right. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. Now it's right again. Perfect. I think the stop pin wasn't yeah, it's got that little click for sure though. Like it needs a ramp for sure. Good morning, Mr. Fred. Hope you're doing well this morning, sir. William, see you later. If you put your tools up when you use them, you won't have the misfortune that I had about losing my little bit this morning. So I try to put stuff up whenever I'm done. But yeah, I love these little knives. Neutralizer's nice. All right. Something else I'm going to do to this one is I'm going to mirror polish the blade to get rid of this stupid D2. I hate when they put the D2 on there. I'm going to mirror polish this one. So this one's going to have a few mods done to it. That'll be cool. I love this little Techno 2. I think I want to try a Techno 3 too. That's such a good size 5th pocket knife. Alright, so what are we looking at today? What's new in the knife world? Oh yeah, so I showed this maybe a couple weeks ago, and I told y'all I filled it up and that this seal was really good on this lighter part, and it is, because it's still got fluid in it, and it hasn't leaked out or evaporated out. So if y'all want to get one of these, this seal does work really good on these threads to keep the lighter fluid in. Alright. Y'all are not giving me any knives to look at. Morning, Mr. Andrew. Does anyone want to hop up on the stream and show us some stuff? Let me bring up the browser that hasn't even been up yet this episode. Let's go see if there's anything going on Instagram. What is going on the gram? Best deck, huh? Heidi Blacksmith? Family? What does this mean? Created to be the perfect lightweight EDC fixed blade for handling any daily task. Not a bad looking little knife there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Mr. Knives Are Life got his Adira. Is that what that is? I believe it's an Adira. Going fishing. Let's see. What else we got? Can't get away from FerraMonster. Crappy. Alright. Blackside Customs. Dark Waters put a... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's super cool. Oh yeah, Fred, I can imagine if you were out on the West Coast. Yeah, that looks good too. What's up with this front part right here? What's up with that little different color? Oh, that's the concept logo. Sorry. I couldn't figure it out there for a second. I was like, what's going on up there at the front? Yeah, that looks good. I want to see a picture of it closed, so I see how it lays against the scales. But I'm pretty sure he probably put it right in that little curve of that part on the scale, hopefully. Oh, he's probably got one. There we go. Duh. I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, there's how he drew it in. To follow that curve like I was just talking about. And to incorporate the thumb stud hole, just barely. And then he drilled a series of holes. And then he started getting material out. Yeah, it looks good. Good job, Dark Waters. It does follow the back of the line of the knife, but for some reason when it was closed, it looks a little, I don't know. Yeah, it looks good. He couldn't have done any better than that, really. Trying to figure out what's going on with the... Yeah, I think with a little bit more finesse work, he can get it looking even better. Thank you for sharing that, Pete. That was super cool. That's a pretty wild looking knife. That's gotta suck. Oh well, start over, buddy. Never give up. TRM Tuesday. There's our buddy Pocket Sex. Did a big batch of Gecko Customs. Let's see. Man, I need to unfollow FerraMonster if I don't want to see. I don't know what was going on there. No telling what you'll see on. There's Hog Road. We happened to look at that knife just a couple of days ago. I'm glad she had tape over her boobies, hopefully. Oh, what is this? Is that the High Noon? What did it say? Oh, the Winsome. That's pretty nice looking. He said, go back, go back. No thanks. Man, all I'm seeing is FerraMonster. I need a better follow. I need to follow more people. There's Sever 7. Yeah, I still want one of those little green ones. Let's go, let's go see what's going on Blade Bins this morning. See if something weird pops up. I still want one of these, but not for that price. But I want to try out one of. Wonder what that feels like. Fred, do you have one of those? I want to know how this feels in hand. It's very slim. And I want to check out that lock too. Mamba Q95 Ursus. You don't own a single cold steel knife. Well, that's probably a good thing, Fred. I got one of these. No clue why. I think I liked the way it looked at one point. Let's see. Hedgehog. Ace Nimbus. Not a bad price on that Ace Nimbus. I like that pattern on this Cubist. It's pretty cool. I like these knives. I've got one. They're nice little. That's a good price on that one. But it's probably pretty heavy, being that it's got stainless. There's a Veritas. If one of y'all was wanting a Veritas. Super cool knife. I would offer him $100 and I bet he'd take it. I don't mind paying $100 for nice older Kaisers. Let's see, what else we got here? What is this knife? I've not seen one of these. I like the looks of it. I want to see what it looks like closed. There we go. It's got a cool pattern on the carbon fiber. It's N690. Steenkamp Breeze. Handmade, one of a kind. Mini Goblin. A Medford. Sabenza. Rhino. There's a Wrath V2. What does it actually look like though? Oh, it's carbon fiber inlays. Some of these pictures these guys take are odd sometimes. Like, why would that be the only 4 that you took of that knife? I don't know. It's weird. Same guy. This must be his style. I mean, I guess we're getting to see the blades. Weird. There's a Silver Wing. Yeah, I probably got to have one at some point, especially with that blade grind. That's my blade style, but not for that price. Here's one of those Infinite Charlies for 200. Let's see. Mini Momo. Micro Evo. What else we got? Some kind of Tucson. Dual grind Tucson. That's a weird choice of where to put the grind at. I don't know what's going on with that knife. A weird one. Huh. Oh, Mr. Ed posted a video and some pictures of his summit. Let's go look at that real quick. I didn't even know that was on there, Ed. Wasn't paying attention to the Discord. Well, Mr. Ed put a video of his summit. You can hear me in the background. Let me mute it. Yeah, that's a big boy. I've still got to get one of those too. I had a Sumo, but I got rid of it. But yeah, Summit is a big boy. TC stickers. And Boudreaux's poker chips. And then there's a picture of a Tuya Wrath V2. I like that. John, no, not yet. I haven't. I actually forgot. I probably need to make myself a reminder to do that. Yeah, Fred, post some pics up on there. Show us some knife porn. I like that KB Sudden. That's another one I'd like to get. I hope it's as big. It's probably not as big as I wish it was, but it looks decently big. Yeah, I like that KB Sudden a lot. That makes me want to hop over to Knife Swap and see if anybody has sold one. Doesn't look like it, not recently. It's because they're too new, I guess. What is the total length on it? 7.8. Dang it. Do you have that version that's on the screen right there? Do you have that one right there? I wish it was over 8 inches. That's what she said. Good morning, by the way, Robin and Nick. And Mitchell. Yeah, I like that sudden. Not a huge fan of DLC, but all right, what else we got here? It's a good. I'm still a bit. I still got to get one of these too. I got to get me a Bradford Guardian. That looks super comfortable. I know some of y'all have one of those. Who in here has a Bradford Guardian? Y'all hit that thumbs up while you're in here. If you don't mind, please. Help that algorithm. And tell me how comfortable this knife is. I know y'all have got, I know plenty of y'all have probably got one. But man, that finger choil that thing looks like it would be super comfortable. I like everything about that model. I like the micarta. That's the smaller version of the 4, huh? The 4.2. But it says it's got a 4.5-inch blade. Oh, by the way, I meant to tell y'all, Mr. Azusa Blade Works sent out the Eldorado for me to do a review of yesterday. So I'll be getting it in a couple of days, and we'll be able to check it out. See how it's weighted and the balance. Looks a little top heavy, but we're going to find out. But Vanex for under $100 should be a great deal. So yeah, he sent it out to me yesterday. Should be getting it so this is the knife Mr. Fred made with somebody last week. Let's see, what did he say? You made it Zach Perlow on his trip. It's magically floating in midair on an AI background. That's definitely a different looking knife. That blade shape is it's almost like it's got a mohawk. Yeah, it's like it's got a mohawk almost. Like the Fuller. A lot of people are doing that copper Damascus at the moment. Oh, that's where you took the hike? That's awesome. You cut the knife out and threw it on the picture of your hike. That's super cool. That's awesome to get to work with those makers. But yeah, I'm excited to check this under $100 Vanex knife out. So yeah, I should have it in a couple of days. It's coming from Arizona. Hypercut. There's a. Is that kind of like the model you've got, Andrew? Can't remember which model you said you had. The backspacer and clip and pivot collar are all the same billet of Damascus. Let's go back and look at that one more time. So let's see, the blade, yep, the backspacer. I guess the pivot collar was out of a darker piece. The angle of the handles makes me think it's probably pretty comfortable. Wonder how wide it looks when it's closed. Do you have a picture of it closed? By the way, Audio-itis showed his pocket check for today. The CJRB frac. I've got a brand new frac for sale if anybody wants one for 40 bucks. What else got posted? Nothing else. Knife picks. Yeah. And Fred, we'll talk about what a great deal is. I don't really like DLC. I do want a sudden, but I probably would prefer a plain model like that one up there, like this one, but depends on what the price is. And I wish it was 8 inches long too, so like that kind of discouraged me too when I saw it was 7.8. But yeah, shoot me a price and a message. Oh, there we go. There's some much better pictures. Or much more pictures. Super nice pics. Yeah, that's a beautiful knife. Work of art. Yeah, those pictures are great. Not that the other one wasn't, but yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, that pivot collar looks good. Yeah, that's a wild looking knife. Beautiful though. I would definitely be afraid to use it though. William, it was probably that Civivi Guile. Yeah, that's the only green one that I remember, but the Guile right here is a cool little, that might be the one you were talking about. I'm not sure, William, if that's what you were talking about, but that's the Guile. Yeah, TC, I can ANO up to 120 volts too on my power supply. Yeah, my power supply goes to like 121 volts or something. Something weird. Yeah, y'all go join the Discord if y'all want to see these pictures of Mr. Fred's custom he made. Beautiful knife. Oh, there's his sons. Dang. Yeah, your son did his thing, huh? Fred, I believe he did because he posted some pictures of some knives. Knives are life. I've looked into a little bit of crystallizing tie. You have to have a pressure vessel. It's got to be done under pressure. It takes some pretty elaborate hardware. But yeah, I've looked into doing crystal tie. It's a process. That's a little more complicated than I want to buy the machinery to do. Oh yeah, William, they were green thorns that I was showing earlier. Yeah, that knife your son made is beautiful. Thank you, Grateful Dong. TC, I meant to ask you about those knives you posted. Where did those come from? The ones... Where did these knives come from, TC? These right here. Where did those come from, TC? Those are all three pretty. Did I see a link you sent? Where did you send it? If you send it in the chat, it doesn't show up, remember? Oh, Devo sent you? Yeah, if you sent the link in the channel, it won't show up, Andrew. You can send it to me on Discord and I can click on it. Alright, I'm tired of looking at the guile. Let's see, what else we got? There we go, I heard something. Oh, is that like your model? What, a TikTok link? I don't know if I can, yeah. First time I've been on TikTok. Is that like your model though? Yeah, I've seen this video, I believe. Yeah, their DLC is looking good too, I agree. Yeah, I remember seeing that video. CKF's doing their thing with DLC, the Devo Stout, Beans Blade Mini Warrior. Let's see what else we got. Little Main Street, Ben Rear, 240 for that 940. There's a Wild Species. I got one of those. like that less George if it was bigger. 2.65 inch blade. Anything else look exciting on this page? Let's see. Protocol. What is... I bet that's too small too. It looks a lot like the Goon that we looked at. Huh. Protocol. Nebula. Drunken is an awesome knife too. Yeah, I love the milling on the Drunken. Yeah, that's a pretty knife. Let's see. The Kaiser October. I do have an October. I've got the mini October also. I think, I'm not sure if there's room for a thumb stud. Let's check it out. By the way, you asked about those green thorns. There was 3 of them. This one is it's called the Cannabis Vegas Cards 5. It's got a bunch of names. This is one of them. This is the Shrugarov Brothers Workshop made this one. So both the brothers, Sinkovich designed it and they made the original. That's a green thorn version. And then the other 2 was a copy of the Techno 2 that he calls a Mouse 3. It's a little different. It's a little smaller. It's not an exact copy, but it's very close. And then the third one I got yesterday, green thorn, was one I already had at one of, and that's the Rat, the Slice or Swish or whatever his name is, Rat. And this one just has supreme drop shut guillotine action. But I sold this one to make those other 2 cheaper. But let's check the October real quick. See if we can put a thumb stud on it. So here's the October. You would have to put in one of those screw-in thumb studs, like where you put it in from either side. I wonder if that's a good question. I wonder if the thumb stud from the Tacom would fit in it. I meant to take that back out after I got it back from Pete, because I would prefer using it without it. But this is the Tacom unnamed also that he hasn't released, and I'm wondering if that thumb stud would fit in that hole. I would like to buy some of these, if it will, for people that might want to do that, swap out, put thumb studs into blade holes. Let's see if this one will fit in the October. Then you might be able to order one from the Tacom guy. They look very similar. Nope, it won't quite fit through there. So you would have to mill out the you would have to mill out the... Your blade is different? Huh. I didn't know the October came with a different blade. I love the milling on that titanium though. Is yours not a titanium one? Yeah, I'm not sure if the Tie Connect ones are long enough. They might be. I guess it really doesn't matter. They all have to go through the blade, huh? Yeah, I like this. I like this October. We got to talking about last night, what's your favorite method of deployment? And mine is reverse flick, and I guess I prefer a fuller over a blade hole if it works good. See, this one doesn't work great. It works okay, but you have to get right in it. But I prefer this knife without the thumb stud. So I'm going to leave it out. I got to put this thumb stud somewhere I won't lose it. Trying to think here where I should put it. Guess I'll put it in my bag of copper washers. I won't forget it there. All right, William. Yeah, I'll go check it out here in just a second. I'm quite sure. Yeah, I really like mine too, Fred. It's a good knife. Kaiser October. Zeiser October, not Zeiser October. So yeah, oh yeah, this version doesn't have the, that's the mini. I've got a mini. Kaiser Knives. October. Yeah, here's the full size. Or is that the mini? Yeah, that's the mini. All right, I don't want to show our personal convo. Hold on just a second. Turn this on for a second. Bring up the picture of Mr. Williams. Yeah, that's a mini October. Yeah. See you later, Andrew. Have a good day, sir. Yeah, I've got a, I'll show you the difference in size, William. Give me just a second. There's a big cold steel for you. And this one right here is super sharp. Like that one right there would kill a man. Give me just a second and I'll show you mini October against the regular October. Yeah, it's quite a bit smaller. Yeah, this thing would kill a man though. These serrations are super sharp. And that tip. Anyway. Those lay over to the side. But the mini October is a lot smaller than the regular October. So I'm not sure about a thumb stud. Let's see. Yeah, a thumb stud would fit. I mean, you're gonna have to put it like halfway on that little curve of the blade grind or something. Like, you might could put it back like right in there somewhere. But yeah, there's plenty of room for a thumb stud. I've got some of those little clamp-on ones. You might could even try one of those. Let me see if I can find one of those. And I'll try to clamp one on for you and see what it looks like. If I can find my stupid thumb stud bag. Alright, that's washers. That's clips. Where are my stupid... That's taps. That's screws. We're getting there. There's only a couple bags left. Well, I don't even see the ones with the... Aha! Thumb studs. So let's see here. I've got a bunch of thumb studs. I could put here's one of the clamp-on ones though. I hate these things as far as looks, but I guess you don't care about looks. You want functionality. Let me see if the blade's thin enough to accept this little thing. I've never put one of these on either, so you have to give me just a second. Alright, I got that set screw started. It will fit on the blade. That might be an easy thing for you to get. One of these little clamp-on ones. So there you go. I mean, that's an easy fix. I would probably want it. Let's see, you can reverse flick off it fine. Let me see here. I would probably want it slid back just a little bit further. About right there, maybe. It does clear the scales there, just barely. Since it's so small and it fits in my palm, I kind of want it up higher like there. So yeah, you could probably drill a hole and put one right below where that one is, and it would be great. It might hit the knife, it might hit the scales though. It looks like if you put it right below there in that corner where the blade grind is, it would work. But one of these little clamp-on ones, if you don't mind how that looks, would work would work for you. So yeah. But I've got lots, I got some other ones. Like I got a Damascus one that you could drill in and put in. Got a one-sided one and a big cold steel one. And I got a lot for the bug out. I got quite a few for the bug out. I've got an extra one of those clamp-on ones, a silver one. I'll give you a link to those. See, what is that one? That's another mini bug out in black. Yeah, I don't think they're wide enough. That's what I was saying a minute ago, Fred. Let me get one of these bigger ones. Let me see if one of these bigger ones will work. I think these are the widest ones I've got. Let me see here. Yeah, they're 4mm too. You would have to drill out the blade. The hole just isn't quite 4mm. It won't go through. You would have to mill it out just a little bit. Yeah, the little lip, this little lip won't go through. It won't fit through there. It just hits the edge. And this one's smaller than the one from the Tacom. I think these holes have to be 4mm, the ones I've drilled out before to put thumb studs in. I think they're like 3.9mm, so you need like a 4mm hole. So, yeah, you would have to Dremel out a little. You'd have to make that hole just a little bit wider at whatever point you wanted to put the thumb stud. It probably wouldn't show up much at all. It almost fits. But yeah, William, hold on and I'll give you a link to those quick studs from AliExpress or from Amazon. Put these up so I don't lose them. All right. Let's see here. Alright, back to this. Here, I'll go to Amazon and find them. That way you can, if you don't want to use AliExpress. So here's a 2-pack of silver ones for $8. I will send you that link in the chat and on. See you later, Fred. There's a 2-pack for $8. Here's a 3-pack for $9 of 3 different colors. Yeah, there's a 3-pack for $9. And then here's a 8-pack for $12. Here's a blue, silver, and black one. They make the ones that you can put over the top of the blade, and then they give you a like a wave guide thing. Make one of those too. Yeah, here's one of quick studs too. You actually have to have a hole in your blade for those though. Oh, they have wider ones. All right, Fred. Yeah, I'll check that out. Come on, internet. Yeah, I don't even know how Temu would have them, and I don't know what they're called. All right, right here, black and white. Let's see, that's for the buck 110. 4 sizes. Here you go. So these have 4 different sizes. Type A silvery, type C silvery, type C black. I guess you can get them in different widths for the blade width. Yeah, so there's 3.1 millimeter and I thought they had multiple sizes. He said they make a 4 millimeter. What do they call them? Thumb stud. 4 millimeter thumb stud. Oh, these are made for a 4 millimeter hole. Yeah, that's what I was talking about on the holes. Yeah, I'm not seeing them there. Thumb stud. These clamp-on ones. That's for a Leatherman. That says 3.1 millimeters. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, I gave you a few links there, William. You can go looking for them. What's popping on the Discord? More stuff in the general. Why don't you come join the live video? The 2 links right up there above you. You can click those links to go right to Amazon. Sorry, there's a bunch of chat going on the Discord, and I was like, why don't you come join the live video instead of chatting on the Discord? All right, William, have a good day, sir. Anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna start ending this one up. Unless y'all got something else you want to talk about before we leave. I've got to go to the post office to get this rat sent out. All I hear is the Discord popping off in my ear. That's why I went over there, because I can hear all the chat. Every time somebody types a line of chat, I hear a tone in the back of my ear. I don't know what you mean by other layers. I guess you mean like the tapered step down. Not all thumb studs have that, but I guess you're talking about like the two different levels. Yeah, welcome to the chat. All I could hear was the Discord in the background like beeping in my ear, and I'm like, why are people in chat? See, some of them are solid like that. Not all of them have those little but I understand what you're saying. But some thumb studs are just like screws, like thumb studs. But yeah, no problem, William. Have a good day at work, sir. I'm gonna put up this Kaiser October back where it goes. That mini October's a cool little knife, though. I'll show you one that I like better, though, than the mini October, and that's the Towser S. So the Towser S is a little bit, I don't know, it's got that forward, I mean, they both have the forward choil, and it's a bigger knife, but the Towser S is a cool little knife. And it's got the thumb studs already on it. And then the Bulldog is one of my favorites. The Bulldog is a super comfortable one, kind of like them. And it's got that offset handle. And of course, the action on these Kaiser crossbars is like butter. But the Bulldog's super comfortable. Yeah, the Towser K, the best Towser is the mini Towser K, the White Mountain Knives exclusive version. This one is the best Towser K in my opinion. It feels so good. I don't know why they call it a mini Towser K or Towser K mini, because it's not really a mini. And I got the regular Towser too. I don't keep it in my I've got the copper one. But I mean, I guess the mini is a mini because the regular size Towser K is a little bigger, but it's not really a mini. It's not much bigger overall. The handles are the same length, but the blade on the Towser K is longer. And it's shaped a little different. It curves up. I like the way this mini Towser K goes straight more. Yeah, I couldn't get the whole family out here. Yeah, Pete's got one of these too, I think. Yeah, I definitely couldn't get the whole family of Kaisers out here on the table. They wouldn't fit. I couldn't even get my non-titanium ones out on the table, I don't think. I got way too many Kaisers. Well, I don't know that you can have too many. I got 14, 18, I got 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54. I got 55 Kaisers. Yeah, I got 55 Kaiser knives. But this Towser S is a nice little knife. It's chunky, it's thick. It's a liner lock instead of the stupid crossbar with no detent. Yep, 55 of them. Wow, I didn't know I had that many. I definitely can't get the whole family on the table. Yeah, I've got a mini Mystic. You want to see it in hand? Here's the Mystic, and here's the mini Mystic. I got the acrylic version. Good morning, Sever 7. So I got big hands, and I can easily get 4 fingers on it. It's got that cool harpoon. So yeah, there's those two. yeah, large Mystic is cool. You can front flip them both, I think. Yeah. You can front flip the Mini too. It's just it doesn't have much of a stick out. You just have to get a hold of the jimping really good. But you can front flip it. As long as you get a hold of the jimping good. It's kind of hard. Like you can see on the Mystic how it sticks up way better. Yeah, I don't know. The Mini has a crossbar, but the full size is a frame lock or bolster lock. Something I noticed about these last night is it'll pinch you. The lock bar will pinch you between the blade and the lock bar if you're not careful. It'll pinch you right there. A lot of knives will. So if you get one of these, just put your finger back a little further instead of right up next to the blade, and you won't pinch you. But man, the detent, Jufool finally got the detent right on these knives. Like, the detent is excellent. Like, he usually has light detent on his knives, but these came like superb. Thank you, Sever. We just went over the 2-hour mark. I got to start winding this up. I got to get to the post office and send this green thorn off. I like days where I get 3 new green thorns, though. It's a good day. Let's see, which one is his? This one, the rat. I think he got a good deal on this one, considering how good the action is. I mean, it's straight guillotine. Once you get past that point, the blade just will not stay up. I'll try to tighten it up a little bit, see if that helps, but man, it's drop shut. Cool thing about these too is it's got a T10 pivot. Now these neutralizers have a T15 pivot, so you got to make sure you got you a T15. You get one of those too. T10, where you at? Right there. Get this one tightened up. Yeah, that's as tight as it'll go. I'm telling you, man, something about Green Thorn's tolerances make his action so smooth. I swear, a lot of times I'll be like, man, I need to tighten this pivot some more, but it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. It's not quite as guillotine. There we go. That's good. Well, all right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hope y'all have a great Wednesday, hump day. I'm about to send this knife off to its rightful owner. And put some of these Kaisers back up. And if y'all need me, you know how to get a hold of me. Catch me on the Discord or hit me up in the email up there in the top right. bladealchemy4u@gmail.com. Appreciate y'all being here. We will do it again tomorrow. Y'all have a great Wednesday.